Hello everybody, I'm back with another video, but I want to talk about long chapters versus short chapters. And I think it's a very interesting topic because it is all about hooking the reader in different ways. What do I mean by this? I think I'm going to start with talking about the pros for a short chapter. For short chapters, and specifically I pull out We Are the Dead because each chapter here is like 3 pages. Okay, this is chapter 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry, 10, 11. This is not 12, 13. This is not helping my case. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are those short chapters? I could have sworn these were short chapters. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're short-ish. Well, you know what? They're short chapters considering font size and speed at which you read this. I think they're short chapters. You can disagree with me. You're very welcome to disagree with me. But I think they're short chapters. And too fucking bad. If you disagree, just because, okay. I think a short chapter is somewhere between 10 to 12-ish pages or shorter. If you reach like a 20-page chapter, okay, those are long chapters. That's impressive. That's specifically why I have Ships of Merior right here. Let's look at the table of contents. The first chapter is 25 pages, which is a lot for Janny Wurts, by the way. Let me just be very clear. 25 pages in Janny Wurts speak is like 50 to 60 pages in normal human speak. And then the second chapter is like 30, 40 pages. And then it's 30 pages, and then it's 40-ish pages. It's each chapter is really long. And so I think that prose also plays a part in this. But let's talk about short chapters. What can you get from short chapters? I think that if you really want to just hook a reader for a very, very quick ride, absolutely short chapters. Because short chapters are just going boom, 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 boom. Like once you finish a couple pages, then you feel done with that section. And after you feel done with that section, it's so much easier to go one more chapter, one more chapter, one more chapter. While with a longer book, or longer chapters, you can't really do that. It is definitely appealing to the attention span of the reader. While if we look at a longer book, it is sacrificing your attention span to do something else. And I think that is very fascinating because here in We Are the Dead, we get these really quick, choppy bits. And then here in Ships of Merior, in anything by Janny Wurts, I specifically have Ships of Merior because she has a very fascinating way of organizing her chapters. And I'll explain this in a moment. We Are the Dead allows you to just blaze through it because it has these 10-page chapters. These chapters are extremely short. Like, just boom, boom, boom. And the prose, it isn't very meticulous. It is fairly to the point. I'm not a prose snob. I'm not somebody who's very good with prose, so I apologize if I fucked up the talk about that. But when talking about short chapters, we get a little bit less of those moments of being able to prolong stuff. We are a little bit more concise, typically, and because we have to be concise in a short chapter. It is this to that, and then done. And then you move to this to that. It's point A to point B, and then we're done. Point B to point C, and then you're done. That is how the short chapters work. But for longer chapters, you are forced to stay in one section for a prolonged amount of time. It allows you to sit with the characters. It allows you to sit with the people. And I'm specifically thinking epic fantasy, of course, because in here you're going to be changing perspectives each chapter. and it allows you to bounce all over the world. But in Ships of Merior, this is actually a bad choice. Hold on, let me pull something off the shelf. In Ship of Magic, and these are very long chapters. They're like 20 to 30 page chapters, believe me. I think I remember a chapter being 50 pages in this book. It's a big book. But point is, Ship of Magic is going to make you sit with a bunch of characters and sit with their setting for about 30 pages and make you go along with it. Ships of Merior has a very, very interesting way of, or Janny Wurtz's Words of Light and Shadow series is a very interesting way of creating chapters, because it mixes long chapters and short chapters. Each chapter has an overarching idea. It has an overarching plot point that it wants to get across to you. And it is split into 3 sections. There is section 1, section 2, section 3, and then the 4th section, which is essentially an epilogue telling you about all these things going on around the world. And I think that is very fascinating and a very good way to go about it, because it allows you to jump POVs seamlessly, and it allows you to talk about some things around the world. So it's like 10, 12 pages you'll get with one character, sit with them for a little bit, and then you'll bounce to a new section. You'll be able to see a different character, and then you can go back to that other character and then simmer with them a little bit longer before you go on to the next chapter. It allows you to think about a particular thing in this overarching section. I think that quite literally Janny Wurtz has found the best of both worlds, because she talks about it like, how do I phrase this? She is able to create a chapter that is both long and short by making short chapters within a long chapter. The benefits of being able to sit with characters and sit with a setting for a prolonged amount of time and really understand and really think on them that you get with 30-page chapters like in Ship of Magic, and then what you get from short chapters like in We Are the Dead, of that quick what's the brain called? Short attention span stuff. You can just boom, boom, boom. She kind of mixes that. I admit, just her prose doesn't allow it to be boom, boom, boom. And going off that boom, 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 I got distracted for a moment by something. I admit it, so that's going to have to be cut out. And is this lagging? No, it's not. Okay, for a second I thought it was lagging. Anyways, back to the point. Her prose doesn't allow it to be boom, 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 like very quickly. But things like the short chapter length or the short section length allow you to stop at a fairly good point where you're satisfied, and also go one more chapter, not one more chapter, but one more section, and still at the end of it you go, okay, it's let me sit with these characters for a little while, it's let me think about these characters, think about these settings for a little while, and now I can continue with the story. And I think it is a really, really, really brilliant... It's another stroke of genius from Janny Wurtz, I admit it. I honestly wasn't really going to talk about the 3-part section of how Janny Wurtz structures her Words of Light and Shadow books, but when I thought about it in the middle of this video, I just started thinking, holy shit, that's brilliant. It's really smart in terms of being allowed to take a long chapter like in Ship of Magic, chop it up a little bit, and also move perspectives like here, and also keep that same chapter, it's not chapters, but it's section lengths for everything here that's in We Are the Dead. And I think by doing that, she is able to capture the best of both worlds for her giant epic series, and I think it really only would have worked here, and it works perfectly here Actually, no. I think it could work in a lot of things. It should be an idea that is adopted more, if you ask me. Maybe you don't agree, but I think so. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. I hope you all have a great day, and see you all next time. Talk to me about what you think of my ideas. Do you think there is anything I missed in terms of what is the main appeal of short chapters? What is the main appeal of long chapters? Do you disagree with me on how I believe Janny Wurts is a genius at structure of chapters and also just structure in general? I think she's just a genius in general. So, maybe maybe I'm just giving her a lot of praise for no reason. I don't think I am. I think I'm very valid in my praise. But I hope you all have a great day, and see you all next time.